Becky, we were talking before the break about you've got your fundraisers for volunteer services are through the bargain boxes that are there with great items. I've gone through the bargain boxes. That's, I love to do that on a Saturday. That's great fun. And for folks that are retired, they can go through it almost any day of the week. So but you were talking about how you need some volunteers for the bargain boxes.
Absolutely. We utilize volunteers to process and manage the thrift shop, those fundraisers for our auxiliary. And we're looking for people who they want to support the hospital in some way, but maybe they don't feel comfortable coming in and being around patients. They're more comfortable in maybe helping through this fundraising.
A little more social aspect.
Yes.
That would be a lot more interaction
Yes.
with folks and
with the
helping
community.
them find things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And at both the boxes, the community comes in. We've got great prices there, first of all,
absolutely.
and great products
Yes.
there
Yes.
because of our generous community.
Yeah.
And then we're able to help someone. I know at the flipping box, we've got story after story. Someone's come in for a wedding. They found their wedding dress and or graduation.
Prom dresses.
Prom dresses.
They've needed nice clothes for an interview, for a job.
Exactly.
I mean, it's all there.
It is. It is. And we're there. They're having a good time. Now it's hard work there. I'm not going to say it's not, but they have fun while they're doing it. Yeah. And they're really making a difference for our community as well as our hospital. And I can't remember everything, so I brought my list of some of the things that we've promoted in 2014. Through the fundraising efforts of the auxiliary, we were able to give back to the hospital over $400,000 last year.
And that all goes right into equipment, whatever's
and services,
needed. And services.
Some of the things we helped with were the renovation of the Women and Newborn Care Center. That's more than just paint and pretties. There are things that had to be taken care of out there
the
to maintain.
neonatal equipment is second to none. It's absolutely incredible.
And it's to maintain our certification. So it's more than just that paint and pretty. The Super D, the navigation system for that our thoracic surgeon and our pulmonologist will use to help diagnose lung cancer in the early stages, where survival rate is much greater. Wonderful piece of technology for our community.
It is.
Yes.
We've got the shuttle service that our volunteers drive, and we're looking for volunteers on the shuttle as well. That's a great service, and again, that's totally volunteer driven as well as sponsored. So we purchased 2 new shuttles last year. Wheelchairs. We're always needing wheelchairs.
Where do the wheelchairs go?
We don't know. It's wheelchair heaven.
Yeah, it's sort of like socks in the dryer. We don't know where the wheelchairs go sometimes.
We're just blessed to have them
yes,
some days.
We are.
That's right.
And then, of course, Lend a Hand, which is the community fund drive. We help sponsor that as well, because that's supporting our 4 fabulous community education houses who have a wealth of resources for our community.
And this year, the Lend a Hand is going to be on a Thursday, Friday. There's more that will be posted on our website, but it'll be October 16th and 17th. And oh my goodness, have we got some surprises for the community this year. We're always trying to come up with, Miss Cindy Costa from Foundation has come up with some great ideas with her committee, and it is going to be so much fun. So 2 days of fun.
Absolutely. And then, of course, Dr. Robert Kerr Medical Scholarship, we help support that as well.
Yes.
So wonderful things that those bargain boxes are raising funds for, as well as we're here to support the community. If we know someone who's in need, we want to make sure we're helping those folks as well. Yeah. So we have a lot of benevolent work that we do. We're in touch with the churches and anyone that needs help, we're gonna make sure that we meet those needs.
I know you've stepped up when there have been fires and people have lost everything.
Absolutely.
That however, whatever the community needed, you were right there.
And you never know what you're going to find at the bargain box.
No.
I was working there one day, and a woman came up with 2 crystal goblets, one larger than the other, but same pattern. And something about them made me turn one of them over. They were 2 pieces of Waterford crystal that had been given to the bargain box.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's
And
a
she got a
surprise.
bargain.
Boy, did she ever.
She
Did she
absolutely got
ever.
a bargain.
Well, so many times people just like, well, how could that happen? Well, you know, mom or dad have retired here, well, they pass away, the house goes up for sale, the kids don't want to, you know, I don't think any of our children want any of the stuff we've collected over the years. Mine have already said no.
That's probably
So
true.
they donate rather than even going through it sometimes. They just, you know, they live far away, long distance, they'll just say, oh, come in and have everything sent over to the bargain box. So,
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
And your donations are tax deductible.
Yes.
So, and we will be happy to come and pick up those donations. Just call the bargain box,
Right.
425-3753, or call the Volunteer Services Office, 508-1064, and we can make arrangements to do a pickup
Yeah,
as
that
well.
helps a lot. Yes, that's wonderful.
And then we're always looking, like I said, volunteers. If you've got 4 hours a week, 4 hours a month, we would be happy to find a place for you to help us with our bargain boxes, or someplace at the hospital as well.
It's a joyful experience, volunteering. You always get more out of it than you give. And 4 hours may seem like a lot of time, but I can tell you from experience that the time flies.
It just, absolutely.
Yes.
Well, and so much of that, Jean, too, is I credit Becky with doing such an excellent job of matching
Absolutely.
people to what jobs are there and what they enjoy doing. And I know you spend a lot of time working with someone that just comes on board, and it's not just like, oh, we're going to stick you over here for a day. I mean, you really spend time with people, get
She
to know them,
does.
get to know what they enjoy doing. So if they're enjoying it, they're going to stay. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
My goal is to help people get engaged, find their purpose, and find their passion. And that's what it's all about, helping them find that and so they can make a difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like Jean says, you always get more from giving than from getting. And that's what I want to do, is help people find that their little niche
Sure.
at the hospital.
Right.
And if you don't think the bargain box is a place for you and you want to try something else, you're never stuck anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's about, it's a moving organism
Yeah.
as far as volunteering is. And I just want to get people engaged. And we also have, our gift shop. I've got some of our jewelry on from our gift shop.
Oh,
so,
it's Piccadilly.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
at its best. I love it.
And we think of the gift shop as therapy as well. I mean, we love people to come in and shop and be able to get something for their patients that are there, their family, who, or just to come in and shop. It's
There's
great.
a lot of, I know a lot of people in the community, because Debbie Swan, that does the buying, the purchasing for the Piccadilly, does such an awesome job and
Oh,
comes
she
back from
does.
market with stuff that you didn't know you needed until you saw
you
it
saw
there.
it.
And it's just wonderful. I know a lot of people do come in. You got the great card selection, the gift bags, the whole thing. They'll stop in there. Nobody's in the hospital. They're just using it as a boutique.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah.
And so Debbie does keep it fresh and new. But like I said, if you're in the hospital with someone who's been there for a few days, you want to look at something different besides the four walls of
Yes,
that patient room.
yep.
We just want you to come in and, if you need something from our volunteers in there, we want to be able to help you, whatever you're journeying through. And if it's just to come in and look at something different, that's why we're there. So we kind of look at it as therapy, not just shopping therapy, but as therapy.
Real good personal one-on-one, because everyone's so warm and welcoming that you spend a lot of time talking as well. It's great. It is great therapy.
And we have lots of opportunities to volunteer within the hospital. Always looking for volunteers on the shuttle, the information desk, pre-surgery testing, surgery reception. We've got some clerical work that needs to be done behind the scenes. The community houses, when we have special projects or events, we're always needing help on those things, as well as reception type work in the community houses.
I think that's one, Becky, that people may not realize. That, number one, I'm going to start kind of from ground zero here, and that is the hospital is a not-for-profit hospital. And we are one of the very few locations in the entire country that has 4 community support houses all together. Okay, some may have cancer, some may have diabetes, some may have women's, et cetera, et cetera. Some may have aging programs, but not all of them. And these are, as you mentioned right at the beginning, all of the literature, all of the information that's there is free. So it's run by the volunteers. There's one coordinator, paid position in each house. The rest are all run by volunteers.
Yeah, the volunteers support all the programs
Yep.
at those houses, and
They
we're
do.
blessed by that. We're unique.
Yes,
I
very
think
much so.
And I think we're unique in not only our volunteer spirit here in this community, but as well as the kind of health care, the quality health care that our community deserves, and we're providing that.
Absolutely. With the technology that you've talked about this morning, like this Super D, this is finding lung cancer. It's like a GPS that goes into your body. That's the easiest way to say it. And it finds the cancer because it's a scope. The physician can see it, and then it leaves kind of a marker, and then someone later will come back in and actually remove that. And they're finding that they can remove the cancers at stage 1 versus stage 4,
yes.
which many people, that's when they're diagnosed. And at stage 4, your chances are 15%, I think, is where you're at. So, but you're up to 85% if they find it stage 1. So,
The technology that our hospital has provided to this community is fabulous.
yes.
And I think through our volunteer and community support, we're going to continue to have that. And what I'd like to, like I said, I'm just trying to help people find their purpose and their passion and get engaged in our hospital because we need them. And we just want to continue to have the great quality health care that we have that are actually over 50 years ago, our community saw there was a great need for, and the auxiliary formed, and that's when we started and built the hospital that we have today.
And it's never gone away. The need is there. So if you're a viewer right now at home and you're trying to think of, the kids are back in school now, and age is not, you don't need to be retired moms out there. If you've got 4 hours, we would love to, Miss Jean would love to have you at the hospital.
We have evenings and Saturday volunteer positions available. Teens, I'll work with the teens. I know it's kind of tough for teens because they're going to school and they've got a job and they've got a lot of extracurricular activities that they're doing for school.
But boy, does that look good on a resume
does.
in the future.
It really does.
It does.
It does.
And then, like you said, you don't have to be retired. We'll work with you. But we love our retired folks because once I get them going, they'll go, oh, you know what? I think I'm going to add a couple more days here, a couple more shifts. Because I'm having a good time. So.
And I can tell you that working with Becky is just wonderful.
I'll pay you later.
Ladies, thank you so much for coming on the show today. It's greatly appreciated. And I'm hoping that the phone, if you'll give that number one more time.
The auxiliary is 508-1064. That's volunteer services.
Okay, I hope that never stops ringing. I hope that when you get back to the office today, that phone is ringing and Jean's answering it. And you've got volunteers galore that want to get signed up and come in and find their special spot.
Oh, that would be such a blessing.
All right. Come and see us again soon, please.
We will.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Donna.
We'll see you again next week on BRMC's Healthy Connections.